Hello and welcome to the very aptly numbered Pokemon Part 64 here. I say that because it's 64 because it's Nintendo. Oh, cheerleading twins, great. Double Swoobat. Yeah. I like the fact that when you have two of the same Pokemon, it's quite obvious they have the same animations. Flap, flap, flap. But also, I am reminded by the fact that it is raining, so I guess it's a shame. It's a shame that Webb doesn't know Thunder. Actually, I'm not sure why I showed off this battle, because we've already seen plenty of Swoobats, or at least a couple. Yeah, it's nothing about Pokemon Gen 5 is that I don't feel any one Pokemon is shoved down your throat. I guess the exception will be maybe the rock type Pokemon. You know, it's not like in Gen 1 where it's Geodude all the time. I can't stop with the Geodudes. Which, by the way, the name Geodude sounds stupid, but it actually is a pun on the term Geode. A suspicious storm on Route 4. That's what the bulletin says. Oh, no, it's on Route 8. But we'll be getting to those rather special storms. Oh, now this is a very unique town here. It's a village bridge, and as you can see, there are lots of houses built across a bridge. Yeah, which I wonder if places like this still exist. I mean, I think there must be. I'm guessing in Europe especially. But I guess they would be towns that were left over from like the Middle Ages. Because I was thinking they wouldn't build a house on a bridge nowadays. Maybe it would take up too much space. Maybe there would be too much traffic. But anyway, so if that type of house did exist, I bet it would cost a fortune. Oh, get your own Poliwhirl, buddy. But, yeah, Village Bridge. Yeah, I'd say since Gen 3 they've really made an effort to make some of the villages stand out. Like, I know in Gen 3 they had one village in treetops, which is really cool. It is said that Village Bridge is over 200 years old, and was constructed after the river beneath it flooded and washed away the houses along its banks. The houses were rebuilt on top of the bridge to prevent the town from being destroyed again. Sensible plan. An elderly stonecutter whose great-great-great-grandfather was around when the bridge was built is now in charge of keeping the bridge in good condition. Oh, this is interesting. The population is apparently 30 people, but in Pokemon Black and White 2 it's 32. So I guess someone saved up a lot of money and managed to buy a house there. Just looking at the Pokemon here, you can catch a Sharkpedo or a Carnivore, and a Zangoose here or a Seviper, or a Volapoi. And yeah, it's a pretty cool place to be. Again, look at the trivia, and apparently it is based off a real place. It's based off Ponte Vecchio from Italy, funny enough, so I guess I was right when I said it was looked European. But yeah, I guess since it's based off a European city, you could argue it was foreshadowing of Gen 6. Yeah, but then again, it's nice to see Pokemon looking around the world, essentially. Oh, this is interesting. Although Seviper and Zangoose are natural enemies, they can be found fighting together in the double battles in the dark grass. So Pokemon can work together in the mutual opposition of man. That's good to know. Hey, Slugma! I love a snake. Not love a snake, I love a slug Pokemon. Who's a fire rock type? Yeah, so 4 times weak against ground and 4 times weak against water. And also weak against fighting and something else, probably. Fighting as well, I guess. So, and really, look, Slugma is made out of lava. It should be a much more threatening Pokemon. Anyway, here we have Nosepass, who's a magnet Pokemon that has a nose. And there you go. And I think I explained the urban myth that men apparently have more iron deposits in their nose, which is why we tend to get lost less, I suppose. Or at least we don't like to admit it, I suppose. Yeah, I think I explained that in another part when we were fighting his evolved form. And we just missed Electrive there, the sort of electric dog. He's got a bitchin' hairstyle and leftovers, yes! One of the best items ever, used a lot in competitive gameplay. And also, it's just nice to finally check a bin and get something out of it. Because I think nearly all the bins ever were empty in this game. Calcium, that'll be good for my bones and teeth. Now I guess a bit of trivia in this footage here is that when you surf or use the bicycle, you don't actually hear the bicycle / surf themes. So yeah, that makes it a bit unique. And this is the other place of interest here, this sort of restaurant. And it sort of becomes a memorisation game. Oh, you need to defeat it first, and then that unlocks the minigame. Essentially, you play waiter. So, yeah, a waiter, a job you... I don't say it's a job you don't want to go, you don't want to apply for, but... no, some people might enjoy the job, but let's put it this way, it is work in general. So, you're not too keen on work in real life, I guess. Depends on your job, but it's something you do in game. I guess I'm trying to make the roundabout point. That's yeah, that's kind of odd about gaming, especially like sandbox games, where you get a day off and you decide to play a game about driving through traffic. And yeah, I do play this game. I'll give it one attempt, but honestly, I don't give a single darns about it at all. So yeah, I'm just doing it to show it off. I'm not even sure what I get. Oh, apparently we get a Lumberry as a reward. This can be done once per day. Well, whoop-de-bloody-do. And, oh, actually, it could be quite interesting. Lumberry. If held by a Pokemon, it recovers from any status problem. That actually is quite a useful item. You know, I guess it could be used well with the move Rest. You know, the move that heals all your HP, but, send you to sleep. So yeah, you equip that, you fall asleep, and yeah, there you go. Bibarel. Anyway, you know, Bibarel, at least you're a good HM user. And Braviary, you look pretty sweet there. Very brightly coloured. It's the American bird. And yeah, this is actually definitely one of the more interesting towns in the entire game. It's good to see it anyway. Well, when we first entered this town, I don't know what the deal is with the first house that had lots of pack rats in it. You know, that's a health and safety hazard there. Now, I'm just looking at this vending machine, and the thing is, can you get a vending machine outside? I know that might be a silly thing, but I don't think I've seen a vending machine out in the open. Maybe it would get damaged, or maybe they're not waterproof. Like, whenever I've seen them outside a building, they're like either in the lobby or under like a roof thing. Now here we see one of the Speak English woman. Now, Corin. Snowver. Oh, please. It's going to be all Snowver for you. But anyway, on this route we have an unusual thunderstorm, which disappears after a couple of minutes, so yeah, unfortunately we don't get to experience it. Oh, come on, Tim Curry, it's just a Snowver. Take him out. Now, that could have been an interesting Pokemon, but I think to balance out his typing, they should have made a Bomber Master Snow ridiculously powerful. Like something that could bitch slap a Dragonite. Yeah, unfortunately the storm has disappeared now, so, you know, that's a bit of bad luck for me. A Leperberry. Okay, buddy, let's see what Pokemon you got. And this is Route 11, and this will take us back to Opelucid City. Whatever, the Dragon City. A Croagunk. I kind of like this guy and his evolved form, he's got a really cool design. But unfortunately, his typing is Poison Fighting, which isn't a good combination. Yeah. So many items. But then again, in the Pokemon universe, if when you're travelling along a route, you don't really feel like you're out in the wilderness. Well, for the most part you don't, because as you can see, the Pokemon Center is just 5 minutes away. Or is it? I'm trying to think of environments, and I think Gen 3 had a desert. That might have felt a bit isolated. Can't really remember. Yeah, but at this point I want to continue exploring that area, so I have to bring out Jason Gordon-Levitt. Because he knows Waterfall. And I bet you're all glad I showed that off, isn't it? Fascinating footage of Pokemon. Now, something you might see on the bulletin board now is Pokemon outbreaks, which, if you look on the graphics of the screen, those are Pokemon which appear on certain routes at different times. And in this route, I guess you can sometimes catch a Paris or something. But yeah, like there'll be an outbreak of certain Pokemon on a certain route, and yeah, you need to wait around if you want to catch one of them. And I guess on the graphics as well, I call them Swarm, because that's what they're called in Gen 4, they're called Swarms. In this generation they're called Outbreaks. Which sound, I don't know which one sounds worse. A swarm of locusts, or an outbreak of locusts. I guess Outbreak sounds worse, because it sounds like a disease. Like the movie Outbreak. Which again, like 28 Days Later, shows us that primates will kill us all. A protector that protects something or whatever, I don't know. I think that's how you evolve a Rhyhorn to a Rhyperior. Amogus. I'm guessing that will be one of the more poisonous mushrooms.